What's up, Internet? We are here once again in Pokemon Ruby for another chunk of our Pokemon adventure where I'm on vacation and just having a ball. Before we continue, I should point out that our Pokemon levels don't exactly match where they were last time. I leveled everyone up. They're not all level 20, though, because Garm levels at 18, Yay levels at 20, as does Lilith. I kind of wanted to just sort of keep that evolution stuff sort of in the videos and stuff, so I stopped leveling there, but we've got some catching up in order to catch our monsters all together, as well as we should be good enough to at least beat May now. I would really hope, seeing as I have numbers and I should have levels. Well, levels, I'm roughly the same level as her now, but you know, we've got numbers on her, so we should be okay. I would think, anyway. But we're just going to continue on our little quest. And I guess we're going to focus on leveling Garm right now, because Garm is currently the team's weakest link. Sitting at level 17, whereas everyone else is at 19 or 20 or so. But I don't think he's going to hold people back too much, especially if we focus primarily on him. So let's just go fight May again, whether we want to or not, because seriously, she won't even let you see the third evolution of her starter. Is she even a real rival? I don't think so. She's just kind of a nuisance you have to deal with 3 times over the course of your life. Alright, Shroomish, who probably has Effect Spore, as I realize as I do that. Go team. Ha! I can't be Sun Spored if I'm Sleep Spored. Joke's on you, Shroomish. Actually, now would be the perfect time to swap out my team to include my fire type. Again, we kind of want to keep our monsters together, but this situation isn't exactly ideal, so we're already swapping rails and throwing out our fire type, because why not? You know how it is. Ideas are all well and good until you actually have to act on them, then you completely do something the opposite, because that's just how life works. Burn them to the ground, drumsticks. It's within your power. And I think I'm just gonna peck, because honestly I don't want to waste another Ember if I don't have to. Alright, good. He uses Marsh Stomp. Marsh Stomp being a ground and water type. I think we'll throw Lilith out. Get her some experience. Alright. Torrent's gonna do us no good here. But we do have Confusion. And they've got Bide. This could be a problem. Now would be a good time to double team, I guess. Just by virtue of the fact that Bide is going to be a problem. As useless an attack as it is, it can be bad if you don't plan around it. And of course, now is when he's not confused. Because of course. Well played, May. I gotta give her props, she timed that perfectly with her confusion. Unfortunately, my confusion is not going to do too much to it. Evidently. But my evasion seems to be decent enough that it's not going to be too much of an immediate problem up until this point. And now we're probably going to get taken out. Yep. Okay, well played, well played. I think we'll throw Aegis out there now. And the problem is Mud Shot. That's going to do some damage to us. Didn't think that would take us out instantly, though. I'm learning a lot as we go. Have I mentioned I never used that monster before in my life? It's a learning experience. Alright, well, we've got good old Fury Swipes, which will probably do very little. Really? You got that out of a water gun? That's impressive. I almost can't be upset about that. I will be upset about it, but I almost can't be. How do I want to proceed? Yeah, Mind Reader's not going to do much if I move after them. Wow, I'm doing really bad against Marstomp. Let's throw drumsticks out there. If we've got speed on it, double kick should do it. Like, that was the trick. I'm worried about elements with that matchup, but I know I should be able to do some decent stuff if I actually get a shot. Okay, Nummel shouldn't be a problem for drumsticks, so we'll leave drumsticks as a backup and see if we can get our other monsters some experience. Stop being asleep, Garm. We need you. You're gonna burn to death. Like that. Okay, now Mia's probably gonna get destroyed because fire type is good against steel, but she does need the experience as well. We can try to see if we can get him into like a series of flinches. That's an option. But like I said, worst case scenario, we just swap back to drumsticks so we can take the entire fight. I'm kind of surprised I didn't get a single flinch out of that, honestly. Oh well. So this is how you beat May really, really, really poorly. When you have both levels and numbers on your side. You use double kick, and then only have to hit them once. Hooray. Oh good, sand attack at level 21. No, I don't think so. Yes, please. I very much don't want sand attack at level 21, thanks. I can learn better moves. Actually, that reminds me. I think we can teach drumsticks bulk up if we wanted. I'm not sure we want to, but it might be worth seeing if drumsticks can learn anything else as well while we're here. Let's see. What do you got for bulk up? That should work, I would think. Yes. Okay. I don't think anyone's going to learn Bullet Seed. Rock Tomb? Really? That one's kind of surprising. Thief, I know Ralt's going to eventually learn it. Steel Wing, not able to. That's kind of surprising, seeing as you're a bird, but okay. So I'm not sure if there's any more Pokemon trainers on this route. If there are, we are in trouble, because we need to actually go back and heal our team. So I think the plan for now is just kind of edge our way forward. Yeah, okay. So for the sake of trying to keep our team relatively similarly leveled, we'll teleport back to the Pokemon Center real quick and heal up from my depressing victory against May. Oh man, that could have gone way better than it did. I digress. Actually, it occurs to me we do have a rare candy, I believe, in our inventory. We could probably use that on something. Although I might want to hold on to that for now, just because I kind of have an idea of something down the road that might be useful for. Alright, we'll hold off for now. Are they more Minons? There was so much experience. Oh, I don't want to fight Electrakes because I don't like them very much. Alright, there we go. There's some experience. Go team! And she didn't come back, which is good. If she did, that would mean something is horribly wrong with my game. Every time you come here, you just have to fight May, because reasons. If you decide to set up a residence here. And that's a Wingle down. One of these playthroughs I really should just get a Wingle, because I've never used them. And I know they're a good combination. provided you're not fighting anything electric. That was a crit? Really? I guess that's the level difference for you. But you've got an incredible amount of speed on me, Electric. Well, that was a crit against you. And of course. Okay, well, Garm's in rough shape, so we will swap to, I think, Lilith. For a very important reason. Being, we don't want to use Ye just yet. There's something important we need to do with her before we swap to her. Now, this guy's a poison type. I'm not really sure how good Confusion should be against it. I'm betting not very. Or exceptionally. One of the two. I'm gonna pretend I understand Pokemon. I've only been playing it since I was a child. Okay, let's fight this guy, who I think will actually be using Gulpins. I think. Because he just strikes me as a Gulpin user. Oh, it's Lombre. We won't actually be able to catch that monster at all in our entire playthrough, because he's in the different version. And that's okay, because I don't think he's particularly cool. That's a problem. But we have levels on him, therefore it's not much of a problem. That was a fair amount of experience, though. You use your Nuzleaf. I'm going to continue to use my Psychic type. Oh crap, that's right, he's a Dark type, isn't he? That's less than ideal. Okay, well, we can work around that. Let's throw Aegis out there. He's a Grass type, which is not good for the fact that we're a Rock type, but if he doesn't have any Grass moves, we don't really have to worry too much about anything. And he's a Grass type, so Steel should do an exceptional amount of damage to him. I remember when Swift was a really good move. Also, I selected Metal Claw. Why did you do that? Uh-oh, Growth. He's going to get stronger. I don't think he has anything that's particularly special powered, though. Oh, also, we got Iron Defense instead of Harden for this guy, because it just makes sense. It's basically Harden 2.0. Just as a heads up. And he did not have a Gulpin. Truly, I am a failure at Pokemon Ruby. My alleged favorite Pokemon game. You are a Psychic type. I can say that because you're acting like a Psychic type. And you have the stupid hair of a Psychic type. You're using an Abra for whatever weird reason. My Psychic type is better. Also, that Abra has the exact same ability the alternate Ralts can have. Now the question is, does Abra have an actual attack? I'm betting it does, but at the same time, we are a Dark type. Oh, okay, that could be a problem right there. I wanted to take advantage of being a Dark type, but it wouldn't let me. I was going to finally get my level as Garm, and Garm would have finally evolved. But no! Okay, Abra. Well, you know how awful you were to catch in Gen 1? I'm taking all of that frustration I had as a child out with one of my cutest and most favoritist monsters because I don't like you very much. And your stupid evolution that you have to trade to get. I don't even know what hidden power actually is. Alright, well that's one less Abra we have to deal with in our lives. Hooray! Your hair is stupid looking. Okay. Now we could talk to these guys. We don't want to. Until we heal up our monsters. Because we're that inept at Pokemon training that we have to heal up every fight. Also, that guy to the left has amazing hair. Way better than a Psychic. His hair is like super psychic hair. Okay, we want our Garm back out in front. And Drumsticks has an extra level, so just in case for a thing, I'm not sure if it'll immediately come up, but we will deposit Drumsticks. I'm not sure if this will come up immediately, it might, but we'll see what we can do. Let's grab that while we're here. Yeah, I can sell that if nothing else. Alright. Now we gotta go fight this guy, who promises to have a lot of fish. And jellyfish, which I don't think are technically fish. Mostly because they're invertebrates. I mean, on the bright side, I've managed to last 2 poison stings without being poisoned, so clearly we are doing better today. And we got a flinch! I mean, it took only like 12 uses of bite today before we got one, but we got one. Alright, Garm leveled up. Now, I would love to swap my monsters right now, but I fear that doing so might spell their demise. Mostly because most of the monsters I want to swap to immediately that I can think of are weak to water. Alright, that's one less Whalmer we have to get. Also, I hate Whalmer. You need its evolution to get like a special monster, and that evolution doesn't come to like level 40. Or you can run into it, but it's like a 1% chance. It's like the most obnoxious thing ever. And I don't want to deal with that ever again. I'm genuinely surprised I haven't gotten confused yet. Pleasantly so. We are at less than half health. Can we take out this last tentacool? I'm hoping so, but if we get poisoned, probably not. But we can hope. And we did. Go team! Hey! And we actually brought Garm up pretty much to the rest of the team. Nice. That was not a bad fight. As promised, I did not skip the evolution while I was leveling off screen. Which is why we had to focus on leveling Garm first. I like Mightyena. I mean, it's no Houndoom, but I like Mightyena. And unlike Houndoom, you can actually get it very early in the game, so. Seriously, that was like one of the worst things about Gen 2 Pokemon, is it like had so many cool monsters, but it focused so much on the things you already knew, and not so much on the ones you didn't. And all the best ones didn't show up till like halfway through the game at least. Frustrating. I think this guy gives you berries. Ah, no he doesn't. Okay, now there's a path in there that has a fight and I think a secret item. We can't get in there though, because we don't have a bike. Are you going to tell me something interesting? No, you're not. Alright, there's a bike place here. This is Rydell. He owns the bike shop. He looks at our awesome running shoes added to this game that we are very glad we have. And then says they're not good enough because we need a bike. You know, in Gen 2 it was supposed to be a skateboard. I would have figured in this one it would have been like a Segway or something. Alright, so there's 2 bikes. You've got the Mach bike, which is a little tricky to control, but it's faster. Or you got the Acro bike, which is not really all that fast, but you can do jumps with it, which never really comes up at all. So we're just going to pick the Mach Bike because it's the only one worth having. I think all of once in the game, and it's an entirely optional thing, do you ever actually use the Acro Bike's jumping ability. But he's nice enough to just give us a free bike because reasons. I remember back when, you know, people would just charge you the maximum number of money plus one for a bike. That way you could never actually have one. So there's a bit of a wind-up to it. It is faster. Oh look, it's our buddy Wally. I don't think he fights us here, but I'm gonna heal up just in case. Alright. I'll throw Yay out front. Just because I'd like to level her next, if we can. Hey, Wally. I'm your buddy. I helped you catch your rare monster that you caught the first time you walked into grass. I'm not at all jealous it took me an hour to find one. What if I said no? Would he just leave sad and dejected and hate me for the rest of his life? Probably not, but he has one monster. He didn't even involve his Ralts yet. I mean, I didn't either, but that was mostly by virtue of I kind of couldn't. For the sake of the experience. And he's playing entirely defensively. I wonder if you're gonna last round 2. Nope. Well, he was easier than May was. You did lose. I don't know why you needed so many periods, but... Okay. Yes. Alright, so we can go visit Wally in his town. There's also a gym here we should probably go visit. Although ideally we'd have our monsters leveled first, so we might just go over here and check out the route first. Here's the Pokemon Daycare. They do what they've done since Gen 2. Although there's now a new way to get different children Pokemon by holding specific items. Which doesn't make a lot of sense at all, but regardless, it's a thing. Now, I could swap my monster and split the experience, certainly. That's an option. The thing is, Fury Swipes will possibly do more damage, but it's random and he has initiative on me, which I don't care for. Although if he does that, that's, you know, perfect for us. Alright. That was a lot less painful than I thought it would be. Go team! Alright. Okay, it's a double battle. That means we can level 2 monsters at once. Ideally. Or get curb stomped twice as fast. Throw Lilith out in front of our party. Do we have a standard? I guess we could use this. Okay, we'll use Soda to heal up BA. Just to save us a trip. Alright, let's fight. These two horrified looking girls. Oh god, it's a Makuhita. Okay, we're in trouble. Except we might not be if we do this right. First of all, we're not quite in as rough a situation as we were previously. And we also have levels. Although I would like to be able to do more damage. Although if I get lucky with Fury Swipes, it's not going to matter much. Alright, super effective. I don't think this is going to level either of our monsters, but at the very least it'll get them both a little bit closer. Now this is also the route that I ran into the only shiny I ever fought in Pokemon Ruby. And the fun thing is, I was playing on an old GBA, so it wasn't backlit or anything. Like, I've never had a backlit GBA. One day I'll have one and it will be amazing, but I was playing outside, so like the screen was basically blocked by the sun. I could barely see the colors. I didn't realize it was shiny until I killed it. But it was a, what was it, a Volbeat. Little firefly thing. As opposed to the other little firefly thing that's its lady equivalent because double battles need to be a thing. I don't think these berries actually do all that much. Okay. Fight me. I demand battle. You don't look like your overworld sprite. Okay, here's where these fights go real sideways real quick. Getting confused. Because then that happens. I should actually look up like the number tables to figure out what are the odds of actually like taking damage from confusion. I don't think it's actually 50-50 or anything. I mean, for me it's usually 100%, but still. Well, that's nice. It's kind of a shame it doesn't matter at this point, but it's good you're not confused anymore. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna continue to share experience between the two. Hey, we're going to level up. That's good. Confusion. Or just confused. One of those two things will happen. I mean, preferably the former, but more likely the latter. This is the first fight in this entire battle, and I've already almost lost a teammate, and got basically no experience for it. Alright. I'm not liking how sideways this is going, but we'll see what we can do with it. Meryl's one of the monsters that you can... I think Meryl's one of the monsters that you have to breed with a specific item to get a child from it, or else you just get another Meryl. There's a few. I know Wobbuffet was one of them. I think one of them was another water type. Can't think of what it was though. There's like 4 of them, and they all required like a different incense, if I recall correctly. And they had virtually no other use other than make baby monster that's going to be terrible. It's just another thing that I never really understood about some of the choices they made when developing stuff. It doesn't feel like everything was well thought out in these games. I mean, case in point, every generation seems to remove something the previous generation added. Which seems like a long-standing point that maybe what we did wasn't exactly the best idea. Yeah, it took them a very long time to realize HMs were terrible. I want evolutions. Give them to me, Goldeen. See, the nice thing is eventually we will be able to get electric attacks on some of our teammates. It's gonna be a little while yet, but it'll happen. And then stuff like this won't be a problem. There we go. That's our level. Shroomish. Now we did throw our other teammate in the box, so we can't exactly use drumsticks. And I don't exactly look forward to fighting Shroomish with Yay, but I do have Soda Pop and a lot of it. And because I just want the level, I will risk it, why not? But we do have Effect Spore we have to worry about, which means if we use a physical attack, which is all of our attacks at this point, there's like a 50-50 chance we'll get like either sleep or paralysis or poisoned. None of which are good. It's a great side effect though, like if you have a monster that has Effect Spore, it's a great move. Because it deters some people from actually using physical attacks against you. And that's why abilities are great. And yet another reason why I like Gen 3 the most. There's just so much more intricacy in the game now. Just because of the simple addition of passive abilities. And there's Effect Spore. Huh. I'm kind of surprised that didn't happen after Fury Swipes, though. You know, I was gonna a few minutes ago ask if Fury Swipes, if each individual attack has like an accuracy penalty against it, or not, but I guess that's sort of in its roundabout way basically my answer. Because each attack does seem to have an individual chance of getting paralyzed, so yeah, they are considered individual attacks, just under the same umbrella attack. Which actually means this is not good, because every single swipe we could use potentially could paralyze us. I don't want to use more Soda Pop, but we will, because I want that level. For important reasons that I might immediately discard. I don't know, I'm still working out what I want to really do with our team. Which is probably why I'm sucking so bad at this game. I'm going in wanting to explore everything. So Rosalia is doing a lot to us. Alas, unless we get like 5 crits in a row, I think Fury Swipes just ain't gonna cut it against this one. Alright, well, we can fix that. We just have to pick a different monster. And I think I know just the one. Take our big stompy rock guy out. And just Metal Claw, because if Gen 2 Pokemon's taught me anything, using a grass type against a metal type is bad. Case in point, that was exceptionally bad. Now Skitty is mostly just going to be frustrating because it can sing. That said, with paralysis on Yay, she's going to be unaffected. Which actually gives us some potential options. Inadvertently, anyway. And the level difference should mean that Fury Swipes at least does some decent damage to it. So I'm cool with just hanging out Fury Swiping this thing. Praying I get the level. Yeah! Down you go. And that's the level. Alright, so all of our monsters that can presently level up and evolve have. Go team. Now, there's an important reason why we have that empty slot and got rid of drumsticks, and it's for this, specifically. Because, like I said at the start when we first got this monster, it's kind of special. In fact, it's one of the reasons why the first time I played this, I immediately had to get one, even though it's a bug type. This is Ninjask, the upgraded cicada monster. I think it's also one of the fastest monsters in all of Pokemon at this point. Has a great special ability that every turn it speeds up its ability, which is kind of amazing. I think I might throw Double Team instead of Sand Attack. Learn Fury Cutter. I would like to have another attack. 2 to 5 times. Each successive hit, but it is a bug attack. Still, I don't think Harden is going to be all that effective with us, so I think we'll swap that out. Although that is probably just going to end up being like a placeholder for any other attack we can get on it, which I don't think is much, because it's bug type. Sharply reduces defense. That would be nice, but Mind Reader could be useful. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, so I thought Mind Reader was one of those, like, protect things that automatically blocks the next attack. It is not that. So I'll get rid of that, because I don't need it. I misinterpreted what that meant. And this is just gravy. That our awesome Psychic type finally evolves and gets a big stat boost. Old Curlia. Okay. Now, you might notice that we now have a full party, mysteriously. See, when our Nincada evolves into a Ninjask, like many bugs, specifically the cicada that it is, it enters a bit of a cocoon, and then jumps out. That cocoon happens to be its own monster. And that's why I wanted this monster so much when I first played this. Now, you might notice something rather peculiar about this. It has 1 health. That's as much health as it could ever possibly get. See, it has this ability called Wonder Guard that is kind of like the trade-off. The idea is you are playing some kind of like haunted husk. And it has all of 1 health. It will die if anything does damage to it, but its ability prevents any damage to incur on it unless it's super effective, or like a passive damage of some sort. Now, the problem is, it being a bug and ghost type, there's a lot of things that are super effective against it, so it's actually not a very good monster, but it's interesting, and I always just loved this monster. The first time I played this, I played all the way to the end with a Shedinja, and that was an absolute mistake, but it was a fun experience, if nothing else. And that's really why I got rid of Drumsticks a little earlier, because you can't get a Shedinja unless you've got an empty spot in your party. And I will promptly get rid of it because, honestly, it's useless. But it's neat. And I really hope someday they do something kind of similar to Shedinja, or even just revisit Shedinja and make it not the worst thing ever. Because its ability, yes, it does have the potential to be like the most overpowered thing ever. Hence why, when Generation 4 came out, you saw a lot of monsters that had that ability hacked into them. Just to make them completely broken, specifically Spiritomb, which had no weaknesses, making it impossible to kill. So yes, it has the ability to be really broken, but I think they could retool it in a way that makes a little more sense nowadays. Anyway, we'll throw Garm out there, see if we can get ourselves another level for him as we move forward. But we still have to go to that gym, but I just want to clear out this place and may check the next town out. So specifically, it was this patch of grass that I ran into the only shiny I've ever run into in all of Ruby, the Volbeat, that I didn't notice was shiny until I killed it. Oh, this place. There's really not that many interesting or special monsters here. I think the most special monster you can run into is like Roselia, or like a Volbeat, neither of which are particularly good. Oh, yeah, and Garm's ability changed when he evolved, so it's no longer Runaway, it's now Intimidation. Which, in terms of combat, is far more useful, but in terms of leveling, might be worse. Because leveling, you can just run past stuff. If it's not a good fight or you just don't like the matchup. But in terms of actual fighting, lowering everything's damage output a little bit is just a great passive buff. And of course, because it evolved, it gets a huge stat jump, which is nice. I think someone around here has Volbeat and Illumines. Might be this guy, because he's a bug guy. I had that monster. I don't anymore. Mine's better. In fact, I got 2 for the price of 1. I'm just gonna keep using Bite, because stabs. He's using Brock strats against us. I commend that, because when you have a Nincada, that's what you can do with it, really. Dust Talks. Okay, you might remember that worm at the beginning of the game that I can't figure out how it evolves. This is one of the things it evolves into. I think it also has Effect Spore, so touching it will probably end up getting us paralyzed or poisoned. And honestly, the best result for getting Effect Spore is probably paralysis, because sleep means that you're unusable and will take copious amounts of damage. And poison just means you're going to go down fast. Paralysis at least gives you a shot at survival, I think. Granted, with my luck, it won't, but, you know, it at least on paper gives you a chance. So close. Oh, hey, this is the other monster that evolves from that worm. I guess you could kind of say they're analogous to Butterfree and Beedrill, but aren't half as cool as either. Or as useful, honestly. Like, I don't think either are particularly useful, but I remember a lot of people doing some really awesome stuff with Butterfrees if they stuck around with them long enough. There's another flinch. I'll take that. And I will kindly take that level. But I'm not big on bug types because they're bug types. They're just kind of crap for the most part. There was one I really liked. I think it was from Gen 5 or 6. It was this flaming moth thing. That thing was cool. But I'm just not too big into bugs. But like I said, Nincada was the first bug monster I ever really cared about. Scyther a little bit, but you know, you had to go through Safari Zone to get Scyther, and that automatically deterred me from ever caring. And then if you wanted, like, Scizor, you had to actively go out and, like, get an item and then trade, which is not something I could do, so, you know, why bother? We are using the same monster, but mine is stronger. I'm surprised that did as much damage as it did, honestly. I'm not complaining. Are we going to get a level out of this? Possibly, although Makuhita could completely ruin our day, as it has many, many times before. But fortunately, we beat Brawly. Now, Aegis won't actually evolve until like level 32 or something like that. So it's going to be a while before our entire team actually like properly levels or evolves, but on the bright side, at least we're making progress there. Zigzagoon. Eat a metal claw. It is delicious and full of iron. Part of a daily breakfast of champions. And Tylo, which will probably get wrecked because, again, as Gen 2 taught me the first time I ever played it, almost anything outside of a fire type versus a steel type is bad. But ironically, as this game had taught me when I first played it, steel types are just terrible in general. Because they're weak to almost everything somehow. It's baffling how they could be so good in Gen 2 and so awful in Gen 3. But I love them all the same. Alright, heal up. Now, there's not much to do in Verdant Turf, if I recall. I think there's a Pokemon contest place as the first one, so we could enter that, I guess. I don't think we're actually properly set up to do it, but we could do it. This cave connects back to Rustboro. Here's the... I'd like to enter. Please issue me one. I'm not sure we'll make much use out of it, but please do. But unless you actually give candy to your monsters to raise their stats, it's not going to do much. So we should probably make some candy first. The problem is, I only know of one monster in our party that's actually any good at contests. So, and only one specific type of contest too, so it's not exactly ideal, but we'll see what we can do. Now, because there's only one other person playing the blender with us, our berry results are not going to be as good. Now, you might notice that, like, 2 of these say they're only for Pokeblocks, where these others are, like, for anything else. Yeah, there's, like, maybe 6 berries that are for stuff, and everything else is for Pokeblocks, and they're just basically worthless. So unless you're into contests, most of the berries are actually not all that useful to you. But occasionally you can find 1 or 2 that are good. The Oran berry is, like, the best. Citrus berry might be better, actually. Can't quite remember right offhand, but I don't think we see the citrus berry for a while. I think it's like the orange berry, but a little better. And I'm pretty sure this minigame exists solely so that this Pokemon game could be up to 4 players, mixing Pokeblocks for reasons. I'm the best. No, I don't want to blend another berry. Do we have anything that will actually boost our Pokemon's abilities in a way that would actually be useful to me? Yes, actually, we need Sour. So we're going to use that. No, no. Yes, we want to give that to Mia. And we want to boost her toughness rating, because she's about as tough as they come. Seriously, it's hard to find a better tough contest victor than Mawile, in my experience. But that's because, specifically, it gets Spit Up, Swallow, and Stockpile, which you can just chain in a contest, and they give you, like, the highest tough points ever. What did I just agree to? Yeah, I don't want to go there. Let's start with the tough one, like the one we could actually maybe do. I don't know if any of our abilities benefit this contest, but let's do it, I guess, just for the sake of saying we at least did a contest. And then, starting the next gen, they added, like, collectible stuff you could decorate your monster with, for reasons. Because I still didn't seem to really understand what this contest nonsense was really about. And I don't think anyone ever really did by the end of it. It's just sort of a thing you could do because of reasons. You also can't max out all the stats, or any... You can max up to 1 specific step, but only if you feed specific Pokeblocks of a specific color, specific quality, and you have a specific personality type. So, it's really hard to get, like, a top-tier contest monster unless that's really what you're going for. Since we're not really doing that, it's not likely we're going to do all that great, especially considering we're not putting any real effort into this, but for the sake of, you know, doing everything this game has to offer, let's do a contest. Okay, so this is the first round. First round is dictated entirely by stats, based on the candy you fed your monster. After this, they say, okay, now just do a bunch of skills. So we're going to use Bite, because it's the one tough move we have. Now, the problem is, we don't have any other tough moves, and you can't use the same move twice without taking a penalty. So you don't really want to do that. And other abilities can actually, like, trip up other competitors and stuff. It's actually kind of surprisingly deep. It's a battle in and of itself in a weird sort of way. But we are just not actively really set up for this. Oh no. So when it looks at you expectantly, it means that it's waiting for next turn to see if you do like a follow-up ability that complements your first one. Also, there's the Steel Gym Leader from the previous game in the audience, because reasons. Also, intimidation tactics work great. Mawile's just great at everything. The problem is, we're out of tough moves and we can't use it twice, so what do we want to do? We're not last, so Fake Tears won't do us much. This could be useful for taking Slack down a peg, but it's not a tough move, so we'll take a penalty. I think we'll do this, just because it has a higher stat point. In fact, it would have been better that we started with the other penalty ability that we had. Oh, that could be a problem. Awesome. Okay, so if it's nervous, I think that means that it just won't properly do that special move it was trying to do. Like it basically completely wasted turn, as I understand it. And now you lose some points, slack off. I'm inclined to think that's a tough move because it's a fighting move. Oh no, we're taking penalties now. So the applause-o-meter, when you fill it up, which means like you're the 5th person to use a move of that particular type, so in this case tough, you get like a double points boost for whatever you use that turn. So part of the strategy to this is to kind of be the last person to fill up that applause-o-meter, as well as use an ability that will greatly take advantage of it. And we don't really have a lot to use, so we'll use Bite just because it's the only thing we have that's tough. Problem is it's not going to do anything because it doesn't have anything to really work out, but we do raise the applause-o-meter, so that's a +1 point for us. And that means he's going to take a turn last, plus he gets 3, which could be less than ideal for us. Oh, that's not very tough. You gotta be tougher than that. Oh. You're being looked at expectantly, but you took away from the awesomeness, I'm afraid. We're gonna have to dock you some points. Yeah, we were basically in 3rd in terms of score right now. Our best chance is Astonish for Slackoth, but I think best chance we get is like maybe 3rd. Let's see what we can do. So we're going to take Slackoth down a peg, or at least try to. Oh no! Yeah, I think we came in at least 3rd. Uh-oh. Oh! That's another point! Dot's pulling out the combo. Largely unnoticed, but still very much ahead of us. Yeah, we came in dead last. Ouch. Alright. Well. We'll use Bite and hope that we get to fill the meter, because that's all I can think at this point. But on the bright side, we'll be able to drain their points a little bit, provided they don't guard against it. Like he just did. And that's the advantage. That doubles points. And then the applause-o-meter goes back to 0, so we've seriously lost this. Oh no! Well, take that, Slackoth. You weren't that cute. I can at least try and take you down a peg or two. Alright. Yeah, C-Dot managed to do quite a lot of good there. How badly did this go for us? Hey, 3rd! I'll take 3rd. Now, if you win, you get like a ribbon, because this is where they came from initially, and that's about it, really. we came in 4th. At least in round 2 we did okay, but yeah, we just need to raise our stats, really. But that's basically contests. They're largely just a waste of time. They're a nice distraction, I guess, but unless you've got a bunch of people who have rare berries and want to blend them for reasons, you're not going to get much done there. Let's see. Wally lives around here, I think. Wanda. Because it's not Wally's house. I thought you came and talked to this guy, he gave you a thing. Guess not. You lost to me, and we won't get to fight you again until the end of the game. And you'll still be largely underwhelming then. But, good on you, Wally. Alright, so we got a gym to go fight. And I believe this is an electric gym. Which I think means Aegis is probably our best bet to take this guy out. So I think that's kind of our plan, is we're just going to lead off with our rock guy and hope for the best. When I can actually get in my menu. Because 2 flying types does not look good. Mia might be able to do something. I can't remember if pure steel is problematic against electricity or not. I wouldn't be surprised. But at least he just has some rock in him. And then I think this is kind of vaguely like a remix of the original Pokemon Electric Gym, where you have to press buttons to turn off electric fences or something, but it's less stupid and random. Which is good. Mudslap! I could have done a little bit more for my tastes, but I'll take that. Alright, it's already working magic. Good job, Mudslap. Having a ground type ability doesn't hurt either, I suppose. Though it could be any other ground type ability and probably more effective. Oh, there's a level for us. Not really. Roar's kind of not useful for us. Magnemite. Actually, there might have been a better way to do this, but we're already here. Let's once again just use Mudslap, I guess. Actually, this would have probably been the time to use Drumsticks. Although we managed to get through this entire fight without getting hit, that's kind of nice. I'd like to get that PP back, but we'll see what we can do. Boop. Alright, now I fight you. I'm betting you're using electric types too. No, actually, that's actually kind of impressive. You're a fighting type, which could be a problem for us, but let's see what that does. And this is why Bite is the most worthless attack ever. Because you can do that. Even if you're not super effective or anything, you can just tear your opponent in half. Because they chose to use Bite. For whatever reason. I'm just going to fight you now to save me time later. Okay, Voltorb. Shall Steel Claw, I guess. Because why not? I have defense. I do not fear your tackle attack, Voltorb. Yeah, I guess Voltorb is now a Steel type. I don't think last generation he was. I think he was just pure electric still. Which was weird because I always associate it with Magnemite, which is also kind of in the same boat. Except last time it was a steel type. Alright, Voltorb is down. We are not really having too much trouble at all with this gym thus far, although we are immediately running out of Mud Slap. That could be a problem for us. It does occur to me that Drumsticks will probably be pretty effective here. Just in its choice of selecting steel types, because fire and fighting, both good against steel. As is ground, as is like half the elements, because steel really isn't all that well balanced. Which is probably why Mowell ended up becoming a fairy type. Because reasons. I still don't really understand fairy type. I think they're good against dragon. That's the extent of which I know them. Okay, Voltorb again. And we're out of those, so we will use Steel Claw. Because it's going to be more effective than it using Tackle against us, and I don't think it has the ability to use Self-Destruct, so... Oh no, don't charge. I don't care for the fact that you've got initiative over me. That I don't care for. But your tackle also did basically nothing to me. Hey, attack rises when you use Steel Claw. I forgot about that. It never happened to me. Okay, I think now we'll probably turn back, heal up again. Actually, we can't even do that. Huh. Well, okay, new plan. Guess we'll see what Steel Claw does for us. Yeah, it's got puzzles. It's a really obvious puzzle, but at least it's not stupid like the first Electric Gym puzzles. Why did you use Zigzagoon? That's not even an electric type. I mean, that fighting psychic type thing, that was confusing, but... I mean, okay, but you're using a Zigzagoon. And it's not like you're just a dumb kid who doesn't know better. You've clearly leveled it up. Alright, well, that was an easy enough fight. Watson! Yep, give up on your life dreams, just focus on making traps. That's the moral of Pokemon Ruby. I could have used a fire type against this thing. And I probably should have. Because Sonic Boom is actually good against pretty much everything from what I can tell. I don't know what element Sonic Boom is. Okay, well, we'll just use... Yeah, I'll take Thunder Shock, sure. Doesn't seem to be super effective, so we've learned this. And what he needs to learn is I can melt steel. And also pound it into submission. Joke's on you, I might be a bird, but I'm not a flying type. I don't care if I lose. Really, I just want to go back and get more PP, but if I win, I'll take it. I think Spark is the ability you get from this gym. Which I don't think benefits any of our team. And I don't think it's the most accurate ability either. Alright, 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 alright. Throw a Psychic type out there and proceed to lose really, really bad. Okay, or you could do that. I'll take free experience. Or not. That was an interesting choice in things to do. I mean, bug type that also flies is going to be a problem, but... Ah, Magneton. Interesting. If I can double team and not get destroyed immediately, like that. I was gonna try and Fury Cutter him just to see if I could build up damage that way, but that wasn't working. Okay, I've got a backup plan. It's not much of one, but it is a backup plan. It's called Hope We Get a Bunch of Flinches. Good start. Oh, that could be a problem though. Oh, Sonic Boom. No, I'm supposed to go first, and then you're supposed to flinch. That's how that's supposed to go down. And considering I'm doing this just to test out what his power is, so I can come back with PP, this is kind of a mixed bag. It could be going a lot worse than it is, but it could be going a lot better, in that we could be winning. But seeing as I'm just trying to push an all-out attack, it's not that bad. Alright. Not the fastest teleport to a Pokemon Center ever, but still. Alright, now that we're back, we push forward. And now we have to press all the buttons again, because I did this in a very dumb way. Alright, boop. Alright, this time, I almost don't want to start with Aegis, just knowing that Magneton's going to be his follow-up, but I think we'll start with him all the same. I might swap him out for Voltorb just to avoid self-destruct though. Because even though I've got a lot of defense, I'm not sure I can really defend against the self-destruct all that well. Okay, that's a good start, except not. Actually did a lot more damage than I kind of thought it would. It's also a lot more damage than I thought I would take from that. Okay, so knowing that his Voltorb is self-destruct capable, we're gonna try something else. We're gonna throw our more expendable monsters out there. And save our more capable of fighting steel types for later. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, so like I said, my passive ability is every turn I learn a little bit more speed. So effectively, I can be the fastest monster in the game, basically. It's kind of cool. It's not great, but it's kind of cool. It's part of the reason why I ever want to use one. Now, rollout could be a problem. Because that means every turn's going to use a little bit more damage. But he missed, so we're okay for now. Now if he uses anything electric, or that, and I don't think we have to worry about surviving. But we did! That's kind of shocking, honestly. Good work, Garm. Okay, so... how do we want to roll? Let's see what Bite does. Probably not a lot. They did flinch. We can lower it through Sand Attack. I honestly don't really expect to survive super, super long. Okay. Let's throw Lilith out there just for a little bit of additional damage. You missed with your supersonic, that's good. That was probably one of my less wanted attacks to hit me. That and Shockwave, those are the two I didn't want to get hit by. Glad you let me get hit by the more dangerous one. Go team. Now I'm not sure if Aegis is going to get initiative on this guy. If he doesn't, then this could be really bad for us. Or this, of course, will be the time we get paralyzed. Okay, this is going to go bad real quick. Yeah, kind of thought that was going to happen. Alright. Well, let's see what Mia can do, because if nothing else, Drumsticks can try and melt it or pound him into pudding. Now, another thing we have to worry about, though, is, of course, because this is a gym battle, they are going to use a healing potion of some kind as well. Which means our best bet is to basically get him to half health, get something that's going to be super effective and crit him. And hope, really. Okay, well, clearly we're not doing much with Bite because we don't have speed. Let's try. It could be a problem. I survived that. And that, of course, will be the super potion. I really should have used focus energy for that. Got the crit for next turn, but I'll take a win. Wasn't entirely how I planned on winning that, but I'll take the win. I almost knocked my N64 controller off the table. Alright, go team. And we managed to punch another gym leader in the face and steal a badge. The Dynamo badge. Rock Smash, an ability we don't have a chance to use yet. Actually, I think we have to go to the next town over to get Rock Smash. Now that I think about it, because you have to clear out the Rustboro mines. Do we have anything that can learn Shockwave? Because I feel like this is otherwise going to go to waste if we can't use it. Aegis can learn it, and Lilith can learn it. Interesting. I might hold on to it, because I could see using it either way. I think that'll be a sort of a, for next time, sort of decision I'm going to make. But if I recall, right around here we need Rock Smash in order to advance. Because reasons. Because, you know, they couldn't leave well enough alone, not allowing you to actually have to use Cut at any point in time. And they force you to actively use an HM that you absolutely don't want to do. So if we go to the right of town, we're actually going to run into some fights that I don't really want to go into yet, although I could. And it's basically a dead end that needs surf. If we go up, we need Rock Smash. Now, if I recall, we gotta go to the other town to do it. This place, you can fight a gauntlet match if you want. And we probably will at some point, but right now we want Rock Smash. I think we gotta go over here to get it. Yes, he's trying to smash rocks. I don't think he's doing a very good job, though. And this is where we found our Whismer. that we've long since abandoned. Or where you could find Whismers anyway. I think we found ours outside the cave. But either way. Metal Claw! Because steel greater than rock, I guess. Oh, that's a problem though, because that's ground, and that's gonna do some damage. A rather impressive amount of damage at that. What can we do? Don't have a lot of choice. I don't really want to give Aegis more experience if we don't have to right off. If we get another magnitude, chances are bad things are going to happen to us very quickly. Well, that was a quick kill for a Geodude. A Machop. Yeah, we'll swap. Because I've got a Psychic type. Alright, Machop Mike. I'll trace your guts and then confuse you. Because once again, I think Psychic and Fighting, they just reversed on the rock, paper, scissors spectrum from where they should be. Geodude, we want to use against that. Unfortunately, our best monsters to take them out are higher level, and I'd rather not raise their levels much higher if I can help it, before raising the others. I guess Fury Swipes, which will do basically nothing. Unless we get a critical or hit 5 times. Yeah, that'll be like 4 times effective because I'm flying and bug. Okay, swap to Garm. See what he can do. Because Bite can do that. Works wonders. Alright, we're leveling. We got a gym badge, we evolved the crap out of our monsters, and we're just getting levels. Max Ether. You really should just get, Rock Smash. It's gonna turn out I can't remember where to get Rock Smash. That'll be a problem. Let's go for a run. I will throw Lilith out front. I think... I don't think this way is Rock Smash. I think the town has Rock Smash, but I can't quite remember. Worst case scenario, we'll save it for tomorrow. I'll take a quick look around. I don't even know if any of my monsters can learn Rock Smash. I don't think they're hidden items. I think it might be this. Nope, HP up. He dropped his glasses, which is kind of useful for us, sorta. It's not gonna get us what we're looking for, but... use again. Okay, it's facing me this way, so I think that means that it's got to be around here. There it is. Black glasses. They're not yours. What? Okay, I assume you're looking for your glasses because you just immediately dropped them. So, now you're gonna go look somewhere else entirely. Okay. Let's see. Black glasses. Which we can give to a monster. I think we'll give to Garm. Take his quick claw. Give the quick claw to someone else. Because the black glasses increase damage from dark attacks. So it's basically just increasing the damage Bite's gonna do. Go away, Whismer. I tried using you. It was largely disappointing. Alright. We have to check in with Wally's folks again. Actually, what it probably is that we have to do is go to the gauntlet match that I don't want to do right now. So that's probably the case. I'm just going to look at all the places around here, and if we don't find it, we'll probably call it. It likes me. Aw. I'm glad it likes me. I like it. It's impressive that, like, the one place volcanic ash never blows to is the place that's literally at the foot of the volcano. That's how it traditionally goes, yes. Alright. Last place I can check is maybe this place, see if some random Yabo around here has it, but I don't think so. Yeah, these guys just sort of teach you the basics of contests, which I already kind of sort of did. What's this? Ah, yes, records for how many players blended berries. GM45? What's that? Attract. Not a move I use, ever. But I'm sure someone could make use of it. Do you have a TM, old man? Actually, I'm here for TMs and clearing out tunnels, specifically. Ah, well. I think that will be it for tonight, because we have been going for an hour and a half. It's almost 6 a.m. Didn't get so far, but we managed to evolve some monsters. We managed to ultimately beat a gym leader. And now we've got our next little mini quest. Find Rock Smash. Whether I want to or not. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, follow the stream to know when we go live, because we do streams every single day, plus Pokemon on a weekly basis, and other things when I can find the time. You might also want to check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel to see everything else I do, which is a lot of stuff. It's over 1,200 videos and counting by the day, and not just Pokemon or anything, but pretty much any genre of games you can imagine, and stuff beyond your wildest dreams. I've played some weird stuff. If you really want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal or Patreon. Support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do what I do to the best of my abilities, which is mostly be really bad at Pokemon but have a blast doing it. Plus, you get yourself on the Discord where we can talk about awesome things like evolving all your monsters because they're just that great. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Peace out, Internet.